Apparently, June is Men's Mental Health Month, so that makes this the perfect time to address all of the people who spend all of their time complaining about how nobody cares about men's mental health and how nobody cares about men's feelings. Now, both of those statements are absolutely correct. Nobody cares about either of those things. But neither of those things matter. There are few things less important than how you feel, especially if you're a man. You're sad sometimes. Whoop-de-doo. Things make you angry. You feel lost. You feel confused. You feel down. So what? At the end of the day, there are things that you need to do. And how you feel does not affect your ability to do those things. You can work out when you are sad. You can work on the work that you need to work on when you are feeling down. You could do things while you're depressed. You could do things while you're anxious. You could do things while you're feeling whatever type of way. None of those things matter. So why is it that you are concerned with those things? On top of that, the only reason that these things seem like as big of a deal as they seem like to you is because you spend so much time focused on them. When you focus all of your attention on your feelings seem like real problems because that's what you're paying attention to, but they are not. Also, at the end of the day, these things are fleeting. There is no such thing as infinite happiness, and there is no such thing as infinite sadness. It is just like the weather. Maybe you like the sunshine. That's fine. It's not going to be sunny forever. Maybe you dislike the rain. That's also fine, because it's not going to be raining forever. But if you are going on a road trip, neither the sun nor the rain prevents you from driving. Maybe you prefer driving in one condition and not the other. Okay, so what? You still have a place to get to. And if you drive for long enough, the rain will go away. But if you stop driving every time that it starts raining, you are never going to get to where it is that you need to go. And because you will be stuck in one place longer, it will make it seem like the rain is sticking around much longer than it is. It works the exact same way as your emotions. When you start feeling sad, when you start feeling down, if you keep going, if you stay the course, those feelings will go away, and you will not have the time to actually focus on these things. When you are doing pull-ups, you do not have time to think about your 12th birthday party and how that was sad. When you are bench pressing, you do not have the time to think about the fact that you are not currently where it is that you would like to be in life. When you are working towards getting yourself to where it is that you want to be in life, you don't have the time to think about how it is that you are feeling anxious because you are occupied doing these things. But when you are doing nothing, when you have all of this idle time, all of this nonsense starts to seem like real problems. And this is how you get wrapped up in your feelings, and then you try and remedy these feelings, which only serves to make them stronger. Have you ever heard when people say, try not to think about a pink elephant? It is impossible to do. You cannot actively prevent yourself from thinking about something because you have to think about the thing in order to try and prevent yourself from thinking about the thing. But if someone tells you about this aforementioned pink elephant and you go on about your day doing the things that you were doing and doing the things that you were supposed to do, eventually the thought of this elephant will leave your mind altogether and you will forget that it was ever there. This is the exact same thing with all of these negative feelings. When you sit there and you focus on these feelings and you try to get rid of them, all you are doing is making them stronger. All you are doing is amplifying them because you are directing your energy towards them. That's just making them seem much worse than they are. But if you go on about your day, if you do the things that you were supposed to do, if you work out, if you work on bettering yourself and providing for yourself and your loved ones, then these feelings will go away, and you will forget that they were ever there to begin with. The reason that all of these things seem like problems is because you have no purpose. You are not doing the things that you are supposed to do, so you have absolutely nothing to occupy your time and your mind with but dumb stuff. If you were to dedicate yourself to your purpose and to becoming the best version of yourself, you will notice all of these problems will go away. You will no longer be depressed because you will not have the time to sit around and dwell on the past. And that's what depression is. You being sad about how things were, or how things could be, or how things are not. It's all hypothetical stuff. It's nothing active. It's nothing present. If you were taking the time to work on yourself and improve yourself, you wouldn't be dealing with anxiety, because anxiety is simply the amplified awareness of your own incompetence. When you start getting anxious, it's because you feel like something is going to pop up, something is going to happen, something is going to take place, and you are not going to be equipped to handle it. So that sends your imagination off on all kinds of crazy paths. You come up with these crazy scenarios, and it's very overwhelming to you because you lack the strength to think things and deal with that. But if you were to listen to what this anxiety is telling you and what it is that you're worrying about, and then work on said area, you would no longer have to deal with that anxiety, because you would no longer be incompetent, and you would have the confidence to know that you can handle whatever it is that pops up. People point out these things. They have a presentation coming up, they have something coming up, and is making them anxious because they do not feel that they are equipped to do it. But when something is coming up that you know that you are prepared for, that the fact that you have to get dressed tomorrow, the fact that you have to brush your teeth at night, that does not cause you any degree of anxiety, because you know that you have the necessary skills to handle that task. And if you had the necessary skills to handle any other tasks, you would not be anxious about those either. Going to your trauma is stupid, your trauma is your past, your trauma is your childhood, your trauma is a whole bunch of nothing but bad memories. And if you are the type of person who cannot handle bad memories, then you are also the type of person who is never going to get anywhere in life. If you can't think about something that happened once without breaking down, then your potential is very, very low. And the things that you are going to be able to actually accomplish are very, very minimal, because you are somebody who gets defeated by reminiscing, which is absolutely sad and pathetic. If you are an adult, you have no business complaining about your trauma. In fact, you should be thankful for all of the difficult things that you went through, because adversity is the building blocks of strength. And if you never have anything difficult happen to you, then you are always going to be a weak person. It is both physical and mental that reset. Whether physically or mentally, there is no way to build strength without some degree of struggle. If you have not gone through something, whether literally or figuratively, then you cannot grow. You cannot become stronger. You cannot become more resilient. You cannot develop things like the ability to keep your composure. You cannot develop discipline. You cannot develop courage. You cannot develop any of those things without hardships. And if you are somebody who cries about your hardships, then you are somebody who does not appreciate your hardships, which is why you are still all choked up and sad about them. Not because they were difficult, but because you are weak and because you are ungrateful and you have a poor perspective. If you are somebody who struggles with ADD or some other form of neurodivergence, then you are just somebody who makes excuses about things. ADD is not a thing, at least not on a clinical level. That's nonsensical. You can't focus because you have cultivated the ability, or you have not cultivated the ability to stay focused. You let yourself get distracted, you let your mind wander, and you just kind of go with it. But you can absolutely develop the ability to be focused. You could fix any one of these things. These are not disorders. Mental health disorders as a concept are nonsense. These are not actual things. Yes, people are sad, people feel depressed, but not because something is wrong with your brain, because something is wrong with you and what it is that you are doing. You are either doing something that you should not be doing and you know that, or you are not doing things that you know that you should be doing. Either way, this is why you feel down, because you are not living your life right. If you start living your life better, all of these feelings will go away. You sitting there crying about these things is not fixing anything. You sitting there whining about how nobody pays attention to your stupid little mental health is not fixing anything. As a matter of fact, it is making things worse. The more that you focus on your mental health, the worse mental health that you are going to have, because you are just highlighting things that are always going to come and go. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on bettering yourself. You need to stop worrying about who does and does not care about your feelings. Because again, as I said in the beginning, you are right. People do not care how you feel, because how you feel does not matter. What are you doing? This is all that is relevant. What are you capable of doing? This is all that is relevant. Are you taking the necessary steps to do the things that are necessary? Are you bettering yourself? Are you trying to make more money? Are you trying to get in better shape? Are you sober? Are you working on becoming the best version of you? Are you increasing your intelligence? Are you increasing your skill sets? If you are not doing these things, this is why you are feeling the way that you are feeling, not nebulous diseases. God did not just randomly bestow you with these ill-defined mental afflictions. The problem is, the problem was, and the problem always will be you and your actions. If you want to feel better, you need to do better things. There are no other solutions. So if you actually truly want to celebrate Men's Mental Health Month, then work on bettering yourself. Anything other than that is a waste of time, and anything other than that is pandering. You do not need to feel seen. That's stupid. You do not need to be heard. That's stupid. You do not need awareness to your problems. That's stupid. You could have all of the people in the world come together and they could feel bad for you and they can acknowledge what you're going through and they can relate to what it is that you're going through, and you are still going to be going through it, because what you actually need is to solve your problems. And if you feel that awareness will solve your problem, then your actual problem was really just a lack of attention. And the reason that nobody pays attention to you is because you are a loser. Period. If you were doing better at life, people would notice, and then you wouldn't feel unseen or any of that other nonsensical stuff. Same thing goes for everyone complaining about the male loneliness epidemic. You are lonely because you are a loser. You cannot get friends and you cannot get girlfriends that you would like because you are a loser and you are not doing what you are supposed to do. And nobody wants to be with a loser. Nobody wants to hang out with a loser. Nobody wants to have a romantic relationship with a loser. So if you want to stop being lonely, stop being a loser. You can sit around all that you want to complain about women on social media and all of that other nonsense. But the fact of the matter is, in the real world, there are plenty of desirable women who will date people who are not losers, not fat ones, attractive ones, women I'm talking about. And all you have to do is take the time to better yourself, and then you will be able to meet these women. But the reason that you can't get a girlfriend is because you are not qualified to have a girlfriend. Because again, you are a loser. This is why you are lonely. This is why you are depressed. This is why you are anxious. This is why you feel unseen and all of this other nonsense. Simply because you are not doing the things that you are supposed to do. So stop crying and start working on yourself.